So I turned 21 this year, and I've been scared of death, as I think a lot of people have since I was about like 4 or 5 for a very, very long time, over 75% of my year or life, which is interesting. And I think for me, part of that is I never want to talk about it. Like I do, but from like a very abstract perspective of the sense that like I'm not someone who's going to die, even though I know damn well I'm someone who's going to die, right? Like you get the gift of life, you get the gift of death. That's how the game works. You know what I mean? And for me, I've been thinking the last little while, and I think, yes, it sucks to talk about death and the fact that I'm going to die. And I know that, and I understand that, and I recognize that. But it brings me more peace knowing that I could have a good send off with exactly the things that I want to happen to me after I die, in case maybe there is more to this, or even if there's not, at least I've lived a good life. Let's put a bow on this at the end of it, whenever that might come, right? And that's kind of my perspective on this is it brings me peace knowing that I could have a good send off, as well as the fact that if this is a great fear of mine, then why not just talk about it, sit in the middle of it, right? Like being scared of something and not actually acknowledging it and not talking about it doesn't help the thing that you're scared of. It doesn't make it any more or less true. It just makes you more scared of it, really, right? So I think why not sit down, force myself in front of a camera, and talk about this? And I think this is something super interesting for viewers as well. And I hope that people get something maybe out of this video in the sense that like you're watching a living kid talk about what they want to happen when they die. Like it's a very surreal experience, and it kind of really fourth walls it and takes us out of this kind of life thing for a little bit, I think. So I think it's very interesting for me. I think this is very important for me to do a video like this and really kind of own and accept one of my probably my biggest second biggest fear, right? So that's kind of the game plan for this video. And with that, what do I want to do when I die? For me, I don't like the idea of getting buried. It's very weird to me. It's kind of creepy and freaky, and I would rather not know that worms are just going to slowly eat me until I decompose and become part of the earth. I think the result of that is kind of fascinating that I borrowed this world's energy and now I'm going to give back to it. But the process of that's kind of grotesque to me, honestly. And I'd far rather get cremated. I think it's cleaner. I think it's more kind of ethereal in a sense. You know what I mean? I think it's almost poetic. Like you just and ambiguous, which I think is actually the most important part of that, is that you just get spread, you get tossed into the places that you want to be, and that's kind of it. And another thing with getting buried is I was watching a video on YouTube, and someone said that land is for the living, not for the dead, in the sense that having cemeteries, they're going to take up so much land that it kind of ruins this whole thing. You know what I mean? Like that's meant for the living. Why bury my body, take up land where someone could, I don't know, make a soccer field or make an area for like ceremonies or music or something like that. I don't really, my place in this world is gone when I'm dead. I don't want to take up more space than I need to. And I like the idea of getting cremated and also being able to go to more than one place without like chopping off my arm and being like, send that here. Because that's also probably more grotesque than decomposing itself. So I'd really like to get cremated. I think that's a good way to go for me. And the places that I think I'd like to go, I'm from Canada, and Western Canada has a lot of beautiful places. I don't know specifically where, but probably somewhere there just because it's like I do have some roots here. You know what I mean? Like in the mountains or something in Western Canada would be pretty cool. Um, but two places. I went on a road trip and I went to Idaho and I went to Oregon when I was 19. It's the first time and only time since I've ever traveled without my family. And it was probably the best few days of, or like 2 weeks of my life I've ever had, honestly, to this day. And I think there's something about nostalgia that I will never probably be able to top that road trip. And perhaps I will. Perhaps this will change. But I think getting my ashes spread in Idaho and Oregon would be so cool to me. Because I think then I know that I'm always going to be in my happy place. You know what I mean? And it maybe there's an afterlife. Maybe there's not. Maybe we don't know what heaven truly is. Maybe when we die, nothing happens and it's just void. But in the off chance that there is something in the afterlife and we can reflect on where we were spread or something like that, I think that brings me a lot of peace. And again, like I said earlier, even if there is no afterlife or anything like that, just knowing that I'm where I want to be and I'm permanently where I was happiest in my life without taking up any space, I think there's something that brings me a lot of peace and bliss about that, to be honest. So that's definitely where I'd like to get spread and cremated. And another thing with that, people always hold on to ashes. I don't want someone to keep me. I think in this life we're held prisoner to so many things. Like we need to drink water, we need food, we need money, we need to pay taxes, we need to do all of these millions of things. When I die, I want to get cremated, and I want every single last ash I have that they can scoop me up, put in the places that make me happy. I don't want a single person to keep like a smidge of me, because we're a prisoner in so many ways. I don't want to be a prisoner after I die too. Let me go. Let me be free. And don't hold me captive in your house and feel like you need to honor me as well. Just let me go. Let me be free. You know what I mean? And let me be free from your life too. I've died. I've moved on. That's organic. That's how life thing goes. Let me go. That's all I want when I die. It's just, I think death is terrifying. I think the uncertainty of it's incredibly scary. But I think there is a sense of liberation that you can get from death as well, and that is freedom. You're finally not held captive to all of the things that are necessary for you to live day in and day out, right? You don't need to piss, you don't need to shit, all of these things. You can finally just be free. That's why I want to get cremated. With that, now we got to go to the funeral itself. I don't really like the idea of funerals. Honestly, I think they're just a place for sad people to be sad. And I think they can have a place in a lot of circumstances, but I don't really like the idea of people spending that time in grieving over me in that specific manner. I don't think it's very honorary to my life, in the sense that I've never been someone who just wants to make sad shit sad. I just want to I want to be free. I want to live. I want to have fun. Let's make jokes. Let's celebrate this. Let's not grieve in it as much as we possibly can. I think there is with death a part where we need to grieve it, but just let me be free, and let yourselves be free of it, and joke and have fun and eat and get absolutely sloshed or stoned or whatever you want to do. Have some fun. You know what I mean? Listen to some music that I used to love, whether you like it or not. Listen to that music. It's good music. I got good taste, man. So listen to that. Have fun. Celebrate it, right? I think life can really be beautiful, and perhaps death can in its own really fucked up way. So celebrate my life. Don't mourn it as much as you possibly can, or at least in the sense of the funeral. I don't want some godly man monotonously singing or talking about hymns and stuff while I slowly get lowered into the ground. I don't want that. Spread my ashes and I don't know, have a party or go camping or something. Do a camping trip out of it when you're in Idaho or Oregon or Western Canada, wherever you decide to do that. Take my ashes and just let me be, and go camping, make some fires, piss on the fire. You know what I mean? Have some fun. That's all I want with that. It doesn't need to be anything crazy. That's perfect to me. So I think that's what I want there. That's what I want my funeral to be. I don't want it to be some like traditional kind of ceremony or anything like that. Like that's stupid. That's not what life is. Life is so much more weird and abstract than that. I don't want some like BS scripted nonsense. Go have some fun. You know what I mean? You're alive. Live your life. Like, I'm dead. Like you don't need to waste your time over that. Have fun. That's what I want my funeral to be. And I mean that's kind of virtually it. Honestly, I'm not dying. I'm not, well, I don't know. You never know. I might be. I'm not dying. I'm not suicidal. This is not like a warning video or send help video. This is not like a kind of video. It's not that. We're good. We don't need to worry about that. But I think it's important that I accept these fears and that I embrace them and I own them. And frankly, for me, knowing that I'm going to die kind of sucks. But knowing that there's a video out here where people can see this, and perhaps even this is part of the funeral within itself, or perhaps this is the funeral itself. And me just accepting this, acknowledging this, reconciling with it, and letting it be. And for other people to be like, okay, I know 1,000% what Sparky wanted when he passed away, and I know how to honor his life and his legacy if you're into that kind of weird thing, or whatever this might be. I think that should bring a lot of people peace that I'm friends and family with. And hopefully I don't die for another, 60-ish years. If I make it to my 70s, that's pretty cool. If I make it to my 80s, great, whatever, as long as I'm still living a decent quality life. But we don't get to choose when we die. And it brings me a lot of peace making this video, knowing that at the end of the day, whether there's an afterlife or not, there's something in the world now where people can watch this and go, I know how to give him the proper send off. No matter where he is now, I know how to put a nice stamp on it in this life, in this world. Maybe I get reincarnated. Maybe I go to another universe. Maybe it just ceases to black for me and the movie's over. But regardless, everything that I did here has a nice, pretty bow on it, and we can just be done with that, and we don't need to kill ourselves over it anymore. So that's kind of what I want. Some people do songs too. Some people do a song, and I love music. So let's throw a song in here. Why not? I think a song for me. I've thought about this a lot, honestly. And there's a lot of serious songs I like. There's "Oh Children" by Nick Cave and the Bad Seeds. I think that'd be a great one. Whereas My Mind, I found a piano cover of it on YouTube by this girl. It's insanely beautiful. It's like 2.5 minutes long. One of the prettiest things I've ever heard. Um, It Was a Sin by Revivals. Check out these songs, man. These songs they're you know Where Is My Mind, but like check out the other two. They're fantastic. But honestly, Dolce Vita by Ryan Paris is what I'd want to send me off. I think that's what I want. It's a synth 80s pop song, and I think it would be absolutely hilarious to see a bunch of crying people walking down an aisle or camping, like spreading my ashes, listening to like boom 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 boom. I think that'd be so damn funny. So, and like whatever song that's played at my funeral is gonna ruin it for everybody that loves me or ever has loved me. So it might as well be something absolutely hilarious because then like it comes on at like a store or something, and there's bum 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 bum, and that plays, and then someone just starts bawling. I think that'd be so funny. So life's weird, man. It's crazy. It's so stupid. Let's have some fun with it. So yeah, I think that's my plan for my funeral. Cremate me, Idaho and Oregon, Dolce Vita, Ryan Paris. Check that song out. It's so funny. And play it at my funeral. Play it at my funeral. I think that'd be awesome. Let's just screw the seriousness. Let's have some fun with this. And yeah, I think in this 12 minutes, I've owned my fear at least as much as I possibly ever could. You know what I mean? It's uncertain. It's uncertain before this video and after this video. But at least this is out here. And for people that are going to watch this and never know me, I hope you enjoyed this. And I hope. I don't know what you could possibly get from this video, to be honest with me, or with you, but that's not up to me. That's up to you. And I hope, regardless, you enjoyed this video, even if it's just the surrealism of it. I hope you enjoyed that. So, yeah, do with that what you will. Comment below anything you want to talk about. This is meant for free conversation. Yeah, what do you want to do with your funeral? I think that's it for this one. So, thank you very much for listening to this one. I think this one is a difficult one to make, but thank you very much for checking in. So, yeah, that's it for this one, and see you later.